For the problem number 5, an ideal autocycle using air has the following conditions. At point 1, P1 equal to 14.5 psia and 80 degree Fahrenheit. The heat added to the air is 370 BTU per pound mass per cycle. If the maximum temperature is 3400 degree Fahrenheit and K equal to 1.4, the compute the pressure, temperature, and volume at each corner of the cycle, the compression ratio, mean effective pressure, and the cycle thermal efficiency if CB is equal to 0.172 BTU per pound mass to degree Fahrenheit. So let's proceed to the solution for the problem number 5. The given for the for the problem number 5 is P1 equal to 14.5 psia and T1 80 degree Fahrenheit and QA 370 BTU per pound and T3 3400 degree Fahrenheit and for K 1.4 and CB 0.172 BTU per pound mass to R. So pinapahanap ng problem is the T2, P2, B1, B2, B3, and P3. So let's proceed to for the T2. For the P2, the formula is process 2 to 3, the isometric B2 equal to C. The formula for this is QA equal to MCB T3 minus T2. At makukuha natin is T2 equal to T3 minus QA and over MCB. So T3 equivalent to 3400 R minus 370 BTU per pound over 1 multiplied by 0.172 BTU per pound, and T2 equal to 1248.837 R. So for the P2, the formula for the P2 is process 1 to 2 is equal to C. So the formula for the P2 is equal to R T2 over T1 raised to K over K minus 1 na nakuha sa P2 over P1 raised to K minus 1 over K equal to T2 T1 over T1 raised to K minus K minus 1. So for the P1, 14.5 psi multiplied by 1248.837 over 540 R and raised to 1.4 over 1.4 minus 1. So for the P2, nakuha natin is 272.747 psia. And for the B1, the formula for the B1 is equal to P1 B1 over P1 equal to MRTI over P1, or nakuha natin is B1 equal to MRT1 over P1. So for the mass 1, MRT 53.35 feet pound over pound R, and the T1 540 R over 14.5 pound squared inch multiplied by 144 squared inch over cube squared feet. So nakuha natin for the B1, the answer is 13.794 feet cubic feet per pound. Next is for the B2. The formula for the B2 is P2 over P1 raised to K minus 1 over K multiplied by B1 over B2 raised to K minus 1. Nakuha natin is B2 equal to B1 over P P2 over P1 raised to 1 over K. So, B1 equivalent to 13.794 cubic feet pound per pound over 263.251 over 14.5 raised to 1 over 1.4. The answer for the B2 is 1.721 cubic feet per pound. For the B3, in the PV diagram in process 2 to 3 is constant. So, and the volume is volume 2 equal to volume 3. So, the volume 3 is 1.721 cubic feet per pound. And last but not the least is for P3. For P3, the formula that we use is process 2 to 3 and B equal to C, or the P2 B2 over T2 equal to P3 B3 over T3. The formula that we get is P3 equal to P2 T3 over T2, which is the P2 272.747 psi equal to 3400 degree Rankine over the T2, which is 1248.837 degree R. The answer that we get for the P3 is 742.563 psia. For the B4, the B1 is equal to B4, so B4 is 13.794 cubic feet per pound. And for the E, E is equal to 1 minus 1 over RK raised to K minus 1. E equal to 1 minus 1 over 8.014 raised to 1.4 minus 1. And the answer for the E is 0.56502 or 56.50%. For the RK, the formula for the RK is equal to B1 over B2. RK equal to 13.794 cubic feet per pound over 1.721 cubic feet per pound. The answer for the RK is 0.014. For the PM, the formula for the PM is V net over VD or V net over V1 minus V2. The formula that we get for the V net is V net equal to E multiplied by QA. So V net 0.56502 is multiplied by 370 BTU per pound. So the answer for that we get for the V net is 209.057 BTU per pound mass. For the PM, 209.057 BTU per pound multiplied by 778 feet pound over 1 BTU over 13.794 minus 1.721 cubic feet per pound multiplied by 144 squared inch over squared feet. The answer that we get for the PM is equal to 93.555 psia. For the P4, the formula that we use is process 3 to 4, which is P3 P4 K minus 1 over K equal to B4 B3 raised to K minus 1, or so inahanap natin is P4, so formula natin is P3 over RK raised to K, which is 742.563 psia over 8.014 raised to 1.4, and the answer is 40.3 304 psia. For the T4, for the T4 we use process 3 to 4, S equal to C, which is T3 over T4 multiplied by B4 over B3 raised to K minus 1, which is the T4 equal to T3 over RK K minus 1. RK is because RK is equivalent to B4 over B3, and for the T4 3400 R over 8.014 raised to 1.4 minus 1. The final answer for the T4 is 1478.901 R.